Hi everyone, this is Amy Clark Smith, Clark Smith Adventures. Round 2. This is the second part of the Q&A. Last night something happened with my phone. I'm not quite sure what was going on, but it just cut off. So I don't know if my video was too long. I do every video on my phone because I'm poor. I can't afford equipment. So, yeah. If you're ready, I can go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to make it as brief as possible. I have 5 remaining questions. And the first question is, Amy Clark Smith, why do you want to move out of Maryland so bad? Why do you talk about moving out of Maryland so bad? Because I'm 45 years old. I've been in Maryland almost all my life, pretty much all my life. It's very expensive. It's very high traffic. There's a lot of people. The pay is good in Maryland because the cost of living is high. We are right near DC. DC is like the 3rd in the nation for the highest housing, the highest taxes. So everything is expensive. Apartments are expensive. Gas is expensive. I go to other states and the gas is like so much cheaper. Cigarettes are cheaper. Things are cheaper. Food's cheaper. So that's why I want to move out of Maryland. I want to experience what it's like to live in a different state. That's why. It's very crowded here also. It's a small state that's condensed, and it's very crowded because you have DC, you have Baltimore, you have other cities, and there's a lot of people that work in DC. There's a lot of people that work in Baltimore or near Baltimore, and I can't. It's like you can't go anywhere. You can't. It's always traffic. Even with the pandemic and the coronavirus going on, I mean, it was still traffic. So, yeah, that's why. That's why I don't want to live in Maryland anymore. That's why I talk about getting out of Maryland. Question 2, why do I not vote Democrat or Republican? This is question 2. Why do I not vote Democrat or Republican? I do not vote Democrat or Republican is because, number 1, me personally, I don't want to be defined by a political party. I don't want to be defined by a certain political party. To me, I'm in the middle. Democrats over here, Republicans over here. If I were to go over here or over here, I would be not in the middle. I would be compromising my beliefs. That's why. It's not that I think Democrats are bad. It's not that I think Republicans are bad. This is America. God gave us free will to do what we want to do. I don't like stuff that's only this way, or I don't like things that are only that way. I like to have my free choice of who I'm going to vote for. I'm a registered independent. Sometimes I vote independent. Sometimes I vote Democrat. Sometimes I vote Republican. Sometimes I vote Green Party. The key is to vote. And when you do vote this year, do not mail in your ballot. I do not trust that. Do not trust that. Whatever you do, do not mail in your ballot. You march your ass up there and you vote in person. So that's why I don't consider myself a Democrat, although I do have a lot of Democratic beliefs that I do follow. And I do not consider myself a Republican, even though there's some things in the Republican Party that I do agree with. I am in the middle. I am an independent. A lot of people are surprised when I tell them this. I have been in the middle for a long time because I see that the media tries to play the Democrats against the the Republicans. And I don't like that. And I see also that they play the Republicans against the Democrats. It goes both ways. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Because in all actuality, that's what the government wants. They want people to be against each other, to fight against each other. Black against white, Democrat against Republican, you name it. They want it to be separate because the government, people are going to disagree with me and call me a conspiracy theorist, la-di-da. Do what you will. This is my personal opinion. The government wants us all to be separated. Separated because a separated country, a country that's not held together, the people are not together, is a country easier for the government to control. Period. Period. So that's why I vote the way I vote. It's my personal thing. I mean, you can literally write in your ballot. I know people that have I one year wrote in SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, it's my right. It's my right to do that. I try not to write in my vote. I've only done it once in my life. But, you know, vote for somebody. Vote for somebody because, you know, that's what voting is about. Not that your vote counts. Your vote really doesn't count. People are like, oh, yes, your vote counts. Yes, it does. No, your vote doesn't count because it's already in the cards before the election who is going to be president. They've already picked and primed and gussied up and, you know, they already picked. They meaning big business. They meaning the cabal. They meaning the people higher than the president, higher than banks, higher. That's who runs our country. But this is all conspiracy. You know, I've been called a conspiracy theorist before. I don't give a crap. I don't care. It's what I believe. It's what I feel is in my heart. You know, if you're a Democrat, it's what you feel in your heart. If you're a Republican, it's what you feel in your heart. But they want us to be against each other. They want cops to be against black people. They want the separation because a separated country is a country easier for them to control. If we just imagine, like if we united as a people, they're screwed. They would be screwed because we ain't taking no shit. And I'm proud of people for all over this country, Paris, New Zealand, USA, South America. I mean, everybody is protesting and rioting because they're sick of it, because they go through this shit in their country also. And I'm proud. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be an independent voter. It says on my ballot, you know, because you go to do like your voting and they try to persuade you to be, you know, a Democrat, and they try to persuade you to be a Republican. I always tell them I'm independent and they just like look at me like, what? I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, that's for this question. That's how I feel. Again, these questions are in no particular order. The next question is, what did I always want to do if I did not work with animals? Okay. There was a lot of things. I'm a very artsy kind of creative person, although I can't really draw that well. I did create my tattoo on my arm. I'll show you. I drew it and they tattooed it. I basically drew that. They tweaked it. But I always wanted to be a real estate agent. I just thought it would be like challenging and fun. Would I do it now? No. The market is so up and down. You never know what the economy is going to be like. I don't think I would be a real estate agent right now. The thing to get into would be investing, real estate investing. I wouldn't mind getting into that, but you need money. You need money to do that. I also wanted to be, I mean, when I was little, I told my mom that I was like 3 years old. Of course, I don't remember this. My mother was like, yeah, you said that. But I used to say that when I grew up, I wanted to move to Arizona and raise chihuahuas. And she was like, okay, you do that. But something in real estate. I never wanted to be a doctor or a nurse or engineer. I wanted to do something like real estate wise, selling houses, owning properties, renting them out, being an investor, buy and sell, blah, blah, blah. But that might happen one day. I don't know. I've always worked with animals. It's something I've done since my 20s. It's like second nature. It comes second nature to me. So, I mean, I really couldn't imagine doing something different. But if I did do something different, it would be like real estate something or another. Yeah. Next question is kind of a controversial question. What are my views on Trump or Obama? Okay. They're the president. I respect whoever is president. Everyone hates Trump. I understand why they hate Trump. But you have to remember, he doesn't make the final decision. Not even, I mean, like, the president is just a figurehead. Just a figurehead of the American people. He's not God. People put too much emphasis on our president. It's who, like I said, big business and all that, that's who they wanted to be in office as a figurehead. That's how I feel. I know a lot of people will disagree with me. You know, they're like, oh, he runs everything. And yeah, he's kind of a screw up. I did not vote for him. Obama, I did vote for Obama. I think it's amazing that, you know, we saw in our lifetime, a black president. My husband, who is black, hates when white people say African American. Like, he doesn't care for that. Because, like, I didn't come from Africa, you know. But anyway, that's a whole different video. But you know, it was nice to see a black president. It was nice to see just a person that's different, of a different color, as president. But the president, in my opinion, is just like a figurehead. Like, he doesn't make the final say. He says, oh, I'm going to do this. And, I mean, it has to be passed through Congress and, you know, this and that. But even Congress is low on the totem pole of who runs this country. And if you don't think that way, you have a rude awakening coming. Like, you have to think bigger, people. You have to think higher. Who is running this country? It's not the president. It's not. It's people high up. I'm talking like the Rothschilds, the whoever, Carnegies, the people like in the royal families higher than them. So that's my belief. You know, I did like Obama. I hated Obamacare. I hated it. And I don't know too many people, white, black, Spanish. I don't know too many people that liked it. Everyone that I've ever talked to was like, I hate it. It's horrible. You would be on the phone for hours. You would get your appointment and you were waiting literally in the doctor's office for hours. And then since it's government, anything government, they don't give a shit. I'm telling you, people, government does not care about people. They do not care. They do not care. We as a people need to be running this country. We need to say, us individuals, what is right and what is not right for us, not the government. Not the government. Anyway, I'm getting like, I don't know, getting up. But I did not like Obamacare. I don't know why. I understand why they put through Obamacare, because that was for people who did not have insurance at all. Okay. So if you don't have insurance at all, you're like, cool, now I have insurance, having this Obamacare is better than having nothing. I came from, having a job that had good insurance. I worked my ass off at this job. I was not rich by any means, but it cracks me up. It just cracks me up because these people that are paid and live in luxury apartments and pay $3,000 a month and know nothing about the plight of black people. I lived in Baltimore City, bitch. Okay? I hope you're watching this because you know who you are, okay? I lived in a blue light district. I lived off Erdman Avenue in Baltimore City for years. I'm talking the East Side, Bel Air, Edison. I lived there for years. I lived there for 11 freaking years. I lived off the Erdman Avenue in Sinclair. Have you ever been down there? No. I'm speaking of a particular person that pissed me off on Facebook. But anyway, they probably won't even watch this video because they're so self-righteous up in their beautiful, beautiful, snooty freaking apartment that costs $3,000 a month. They have no idea what real reality is. They never had Obamacare. Okay? They never had, when you live in Baltimore City, and I know I'm getting off topic, but I just want people to be aware. Be aware. Live the life. If you want to live for people with, people with rights, live in that environment. I did for years and 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 years. So F off. Okay. You know who you are. But what was I even talking about? I don't even know. Yeah. Have a guy get shot in the head in your back alley. It was my house, my fence, dead body. Yeah, I bet you've never seen that. And I want to say that person's name so bad. But anyway, let me get back on topic. I had Obamacare. It was freaking horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. Horrible. And you had to pay. You had to wait 4 hours. They rushed you in and out like cattle. And then you had to pay. That's the only thing I did not care for, the whole Obama administration. But again, yeah, he did a lot of great things. He was a figurehead. He did not have the final say. That's my whole thing. People put too much emphasis on, president. The president. President is not a king. The president is just a president of a country. He says, didn't a lot of you go to school? Didn't you go to school? Don't you remember that day in school when they taught you the president, he says stuff, but it's not final until Congress and whoever passes. I'm not the biggest educated person. I'm going to admit. I'm not stupid, but I'm not super educated. Okay? Worked my ass off all my life. I've worked with animals. I could tell you stories that could make you cry every day of your life. I should have PTSD from it. That's a whole different video. I'm going to make a video about Baltimore County and the shit I went through with Baltimore County. But anyway, that's how I feel. That's my personal opinion. I didn't vote for him. I don't hate him. I don't hate anybody. God does not want us to hate. He doesn't want us to hate people. He wants us to pray. He wants us to pray for those people. Those people that are fucking up. He wants us to be like, you need to pray for them. Because the devil got a hold of them. The devil got a hold. And I don't hate anyone. I don't. I am going to clean up my Facebook. But, you know, like this is getting off topic again. I need Botox. But I'm going to clean up Facebook. Because there's a bunch of people in there that I'm like, they irk my nerve. Why am I friends with you? You know, you're a loser. Anyway, next question. I don't know why they asked me this stupid question. Maybe because they know I'm an empath. I don't know. But the last question is, and I do appreciate everybody, everyone staying with me in these videos because I know I'm not the most entertaining person. But the last question is, what do I think is going to happen in our future as a human race, as the human race? If that makes sense. I don't know. You know, I think there's going to be a lot of death and destruction. I feel it. I feel that the meek will inherit the earth. It's in the Bible. You know, we are all, as human beings, going to get sick of the government political bullshit and the people raising taxes. We're going to get sick of police brutality. It's not just police brutality. This is just the tip of the iceberg, to be honest with you. There's a lot of injustices in this world, and I think the people are going to just get freaking sick of it. They're going to get tired. That's how I feel. It's going to be a lot of protesting. This is not over. There's going to be a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths. So I just ask everyone to pray. Be kind to each other. That's all you can do. The other day, some homeless man, he stands outside our Royal Farms, because I live in Baltimore, or near it. I live literally 2 miles or 1.5 miles from Baltimore City. And he stands out there with his dog. His dog's 17 years old. And the guy sees me in my veterinary outfit, my scrubs. And he's like, hey, you work at a vet? Dude, can you clip my dog's nails? I got clippers. So I stood there and clipped his dog's nails. I didn't charge him. I mean, how are you going to charge a homeless man? You're not, okay? But it was my pleasure doing it because that dog's nails were jacked. But it's stuff like that, the little stuff. God doesn't want you to be doing this big thing. He wants you, it's the little things that count with God, you know? He wants you to be kind. He wants you, it's not, we're all human. We can't all just be perfect all the time. That's why God gave us free will. He gave us free will to learn and grow from each other. But, be kind to people, regardless of what their situation is, who they are. I think a lot of it, we're elevating to a higher level. And the people that are in power that are evil, and there's going to be a lot of that coming out. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of that. And people that you, individuals, have voted for are going to be in the limelight as doing really horrible things. I feel that way. I feel like pedophilia and, sex trafficking of minors is huge. It's more huge than, it's $1 billion industry, and it's more huge than you will ever even realize. And a lot of people are going to be shocked. A lot of Americans, a lot of people around the world, they're like, oh my God, I voted for this person. And he's having sex with little kids. And then they're going to chop up their bodies and feed them, shit happens. That shit happens. Don't think it doesn't happen. Because if you think it doesn't happen, you are stupid. And you're naive. It really does happen. It might not happen to all the political people or all the movie stars, Illuminati. Maybe they all don't do that, but some of them do. And you're going to be shocked. And I really have that feeling it's going to come out. A lot of that's going to come out. We are people, we have to riot. We have to protest. We are rising, doing that as a people, as a collective. These other people see that, these government officials, these higher ups, they see that and they're like, oh shit, they're not playing around anymore. Well, no, you mess with us so much. You mess with all of us people so much that we just can't take it anymore. I mean, especially black people. Like, I don't know how black people are sane. They're more sane than white people sometimes. I mean, just saying. You know, people are done. I have a feeling, I mean, you know, I'm not going to get into all these conspiracy things like, you know, coronavirus but a lot of it's don't. My only thing is, since I am an empath, don't always believe what you hear. Believe half of what you see and basically nothing of what you hear, because the media twists it to make it. And if you don't believe that, if you're like, I'm only watching Fox and I'm only watching CNN and I'm only watching this, well then, you know, you have to broaden your horizon. I personally like to see from all sides. It's just me. You know, it's America, free will. You can do whatever you want. But a lot of people are going to die. This is not over. You know, it's got to get more ugly before it gets better. So that's what I believe. I don't know what else to say. Is it going to be the end of the world? No. No. It's not. Don't believe that shit. Okay? It's going to be the end of how we're doing now. It's going to be the end of our level of consciousness. Because our level of consciousness cannot stay where it's at. It's always got to move. It's always got to get up. People are like, what are you talking about, Amy Clark Smith? We're moving, we're ascending. As human beings, we're ascending. We're ascending to a higher level. And it all corresponds with each other. The riots. Not that it was planned that George Floyd had to die. But it's like something had to happen for it to get like this so we all can ascend. You know? George Floyd's an angel. He's an angel. And he deserves justice. And I didn't know him personally. But I'm just saying, anyone that could take a horrible human, nasty, evil human being standing on his neck has got to be an angel. God knew that he could handle it. God knew. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. But we're all rising to a level. The only thing that really disturbs me is that some of it is fake. You know, I've heard that they have flown in, like brought in cars that were already smashed up to make it look like looters were smashing cars. I don't doubt that. I heard that they were bringing in bricks. I know a guy, well, I don't really know him. I subscribe to him. And he was saying that he was getting like notification after notification during the riots that people were like, you know, that they were bringing bulldozers of bricks in and stacking them. He's like, you know, that's some bullshit. But the media wants you to think that, you know, it's these rowdy people, and some are Antifa, some are rowdy, but some aren't. And they just want peace and they want change. So I love you guys. I have to go before my daggone thing runs out, but I will talk to you later. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Clark Smith Adventures. Goodbye. Love you. stay safe, and be kind to each other.